What I want to talk to you about first is finding personal space. Personal space means you have enough room to move without it hitting anybody or anything. So the way you find personal space when we ask you to get up in a minute is to move it out, put your arms up, slowly turn to one side, and slowly to the other side. So if you're not touching anything, then you have enough personal space. If you're touching something, then just move over a little bit. You can see right here that I have enough personal space. Okay? Now, we're going to do a few things. I want you guys to go ahead and get up, get off your computer, scoot back, and you can leave your camera on or you can have it off. That's fine. But we want you to find personal space. Arms up, turn to the side, turn to the side. Now, most of the activities we're going to be doing in PE, we're doing them in place. What that means is we're not moving back and forth or side to side. So I'm going to start by just showing you how to walk in place. I'm just walking slowly. You'll notice I'm moving my arms. When you walk or run, you want your arms to be moving. It's opposite foot, opposite arm. And we'll talk more about that later. But this is slowly walking in place. You'll notice I wasn't going forward, wasn't going backwards. I'm still exactly where I started. Okay, so I'd like everyone, we're going to start by walking. You can follow me. Not going very fast. Ready? Here we go. Nice and easy. Just walking in place. Again, we're just going slow just to start getting our heart rate moving a little bit. Okay? So that's walking. Pretty easy for most of us. Now I want to show you jogging in place. Jogging in place is a jog is a little faster than a walk, but not a run. We will never ask you to run during virtual PE because we realize you don't have enough room for that. Okay, let me demonstrate jogging for you. So like I said, walking, but just a little bit faster. You'll notice my feet aren't coming up very high. My elbows are bent a little more than when I was walking. That's jogging in place. Okay? Everyone ready? Now, one thing I want to mention, if you notice when I stop, my feet are about this far apart. That's a good place to start with almost all these things that we're doing today. Okay? So let's go ahead and jog. We're going to jog for about 10 or 15 seconds. All right? Here we go. Nice and easy. And we stop. Okay, you'll notice when we were walking, when we finished, we didn't feel any our heart beating or we weren't breathing a little heavy. As you start to jog, your heart rate is going to increase and your breathing is going to increase because your heart is working to pump blood throughout your body. Okay, another great exercise that we can do in place is marching. Now, marching is like walking, but your knees come up a little higher. Now, for us, we don't really need our knees to come up. Just if you want to just start with your knees coming up a little bit, that would be fine. If you can get them up a little bit higher. Now you'll notice my arms are moving back and forth. And also you may notice that my back is pretty straight. You don't want to be marching while you're bent over. Okay? So let's go ahead and march for about 10 seconds. Again, if you want to bring your legs up only this high, that's fine. Okay, here we go, marching. And I'm just checking the camera to make sure I'm still in the right place. And we stop. Okay, so we've got walking in place, jogging in place, marching in place. Another activity we can do in place is jumping. If you remember, jumping is taking off at 2 feet, landing on 2 feet. If you look at my feet, I'm standing on 2 feet. When I jump, I land on 2 feet. And you'll notice when I land, my knees are bent. okay? You don't want to land with your legs straight. It's too hard on your body. You bend, and also in a minute we're going to do 5 jumps in a row. Okay, so let's do a jump. We're going to do it with me. Okay, feet apart. When I say ready, we go down, and then I'm going to say jump. Okay, here we are. Ready, jump. You'll notice my arms come up, then my arms go down. Here we go. Ready, jump. Okay, so that's jumping one at a time. Let me show you what I mean by jumping 5 times in a row. Don't do it yet. I'm going to ask you to go in a minute. But you can help count. Watch what I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I did 5, a little pause, and a jump. Okay? Let's see if we can go ahead and do 2 in a row. Ready? Go. 1 and 2. Okay? You notice my feet stayed apart, and I didn't go side to side. Okay? Virtual PE, we're going to talk to you all the time about trying to stay in your personal space. Okay? Now, I want everyone to try. We're going to go for 30 seconds, and you have a choice. You can walk for 30 seconds, jog for 30, march for 30, or you can do a little bit of each, but I don't want you jumping right now. Okay? All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start walking, jogging. If I get tired, I'm going to go back to walking. But you can do whatever you want for 30 seconds, okay? Are you guys ready? All right, here we go. Do whatever you want. Like I told you, I'm going to start walking, and then I'm going to start jogging. If you start jogging and get tired, you can always go back to walking for a little bit, and then start jogging again. It's up to you. If you really feel tired, you can just go ahead and stop and catch your breath. Okay, how are you doing? And stop. You may notice as I'm talking, you probably can hear me breathing a little bit heavier because I'm trying to talk and I'm exercising. Okay? Okay, last thing I want to show you is stretching. It's always good to do some stretching. We call this our toe toucher stretch. What I mean by that, we're going to bend down and try to touch our toes. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see my legs are straight. I lean over as far as I can. And as I get there, it starts to pull a little bit. And I try to go a little further. And when I get there, I just stay there for 10 seconds. 8, 9, and 10. When you come up slow. And it's always good to do the stretch again. So go ahead, let's put your feet apart. And again, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me, but you don't need to turn sideways. Okay, feet apart. Okay, just lean over, nice and easy. When we get to the bottom, we're going to count to 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we stand up. Well, you may be saying, Mr. Coakley, when I bend over, I can't touch my toes yet. I can only go to here. That's okay. Remember, we always talk about doing your best. I promise you, if you practice, by the end of the year, I promise you will be able to touch your toes if you practice. Okay, so that's the toe toucher. We also do what we call a straddle toe toucher. Straddle means your feet are apart. Okay, not real wide, but wider than my shoulders. So I'm going to turn a little this way so you can see. So straddle, we go down in the middle, like we just did, and look, I'm touching the ground. And remember to count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we come up slow. And then we go back down to one foot or the other. It doesn't really matter which one. I'm going to go to my right foot first. 5. And I like to come up in between before I go to the other foot. Now I go to the other foot for 10 seconds.